Hello everybody, today we're going to learn the daily Tanya for Kaf Beis B'Chodesh, Addar Beis, Tafshin Pei Dalet. And we started yesterday and the day before learning about sort of the difference between Talmud Torah and Mitzvos Ma'aseh, specifically Tzedakah. And so we learned that the day before at length. Yesterday we continued about the difference between sort of things that need to be spoken out versus intent, right? So we're going to continue with that today. And let's get started. אך אף על פי כן, אמרו תפילה או שאר ברכה בלא כוונה, הן כגוף בלא נשמה. פירוש. כמו שכל הברואים שבעולם הזה שיש להם גוף ונשמה, שהם נפש כל חי ורוח כל בשר, איש ונשמת כל אשר רוח חיים באפיו, מכל בעלי חיים, והשם מחיה את כולם ומהווה אותם מאין ליש תמיד, באור וחיות שמשפיע בהם, שגם הגוף החומרי ואפילו אבנים ועפר הדומה ממש, יש בו אור וחיות ממנו יתברך, שלא יחזור להיות עין ואפס כשהיה. ואף על פי כן אין ערך ודמיון כלל בין בחינת אור וחיות המאיר בגוף ולבחינת אור וחיות המאיר בנשמה, שהיא נפש כל חי, ואף שבשניהם אור אחד שווה, וכולי וכולי. So that was sort of a big portion. So let's kind of try to parse it. אך אף על פי כן, so even though what is important in the end is the Maisa, is saying the words themselves, even though even without intent, with the exceptions we laid out yesterday, it is still said by Chachamim that prayer or brachas or even other mitzvahs with no kavana are like a body without a soul, or like a body without a neshama, I should say. And he's going to get into sort of what that distinction is. Now, it's not to say that it is dead, like a dead human being, in that it lacks life entirely, but he's going to draw a distinction between the guf and the neshama, the body and the neshama and the spirit. Perush, so what this means, כי כמו שכל הברואים שבעולם הזה שיש להם גוף ונשמה, right, just like all creations in this world that have a guf, a body, and a neshama, a spirit, שהם נפש כל החי ורוח כל בשר איש ונשמת כל אשר רוח חיים באפיו מכל בעלי חיים, right, which is man and all other living things. והשם המחיה את כולם ומהווה אותם מאין ליש תמיד באור וחיות שמשפיע בהם, right, and that Hashem is constantly bringing the world into existence and keeping it within existence through his will. שגם הגוף החומרי ואפילו אבנים ועפר הדומה ממש יש בו אור וחיות ממנו יתברך. So he says that even the physical body, the material body, along with even inanimate objects, inanimate things like the dust of the earth and the stones, they all have something of God's life-giving force in them, so that they don't go back to being just nothingness. Because if they didn't have anything from God giving them life, giving them existence, they would go back to be nothingness. שלא יחזור להיות עין ואפס כשהיה, ואף על פי כן, and even so, אין ערך ודמיון כלל בין אור וחיות המאיר בגוף, לגבי בחינת אור וחיות המאיר בנשמה. And even so, there is no comparison between what he calls the light and the life. And you could sort of understand that as the life-giving force that comes to us from God, right? Which is, again, as we discussed, the same as the purpose-giving aspect. So there's no comparison between that life which is present in the body and that life which is present in the spirit. Shehi nefesh kol chai, which is the soul of all life, of every living being. And so he's setting up a distinction that's very important, and that's all we're going to learn today. But he's setting up that there is that there is life in the material world, even independent, so to speak, of the spirit, because of God's life-giving will that gives it life and that gives it existence, and within which the world subsists. So we will turn more to that distinction, and we will try to unpack that more tomorrow.